Ta-da, friends! I'm going to talk to you about a book that has been very confusing for me, intriguing, exciting, shocking. That is Jacques Derrida's The Postcard from Socrates to Freud and Beyond. I have heard about this book and read about it, and today one of my friends, Badri, asked me to talk about it. So I thought I'll make a short introduction for you. The idea of Derrida's postcard came from this picture. This picture was printed on a postcard that was bought from one shop in Oxford, and it was Derrida's friend and theorist Jonathan Culler and his wife who showed him this postcard. This postcard is from the 13th century and it shows Socrates writing on a tablet. Probably he's taking dictation from Plato, who's behind him. Plato's name is written with a small p and Socrates' name written with a capital S. And this painting, 13th century painting, was originally printed on a book on fortune telling. Okay, now, what is the significance of this picture? This intrigued Derrida. Derrida read meanings into this picture. And look at an interesting thing that Derrida talked about. It's rather obscene. Plato is having an erection and his penis is going into between Socrates' legs, it seems. Now, Plato is using this image to talk about a lot of things related to writing, language, truth, meaning, etc. Certainly, I don't know enough to talk about all these things, but I can surely give you a brief introduction. The book Postcard is in 4 parts. The first part is an epistolary preface in the form of letters. Remember, this is a satire, okay? This book is funny. This book is cheeky. As you know, I already told you it is very erotic and cheeky, and it is turning Western philosophy on its head. It is doing quite the opposite of what Western philosophy usually does. Remember, usually Socrates should give dictation and Plato should write it down. Here, it is the ulta that is happening, the opposite that is happening. And the most important part of this book is perhaps this preface. Envoys, it is called, means sendings. And you will be amazed to know this preface or the first part is in the form of Derrida's own love letters written for somebody unspecified. And it seems these love letters were burned, so pieces of it are missing. Now, these love letters that form the preface are themselves fragmented. This first part, Envoys, problematizes what is truth, what is meaning, who is the letters written for, what is the content of the letters, what is the meaning of the letters. So there is like a letter within a letter or a postcard within a postcard. Here Socrates is writing and Derrida is writing about it. So Derrida is showing that meanings are not resident or they are not there permanently, they are not fixed. Derrida is peeling away layers of the text or meanings of the text, slowly exposing fragments of meaning, showing how there are echoes of other texts in our text, filling the text with obscure references, problematizing meaning. Did you understand? And this preface is like a satire on epistolary literature itself. Epistolary literature itself is a marginal form of writing. It is not the main kind of writing. Derrida is focusing on a marginal kind of writing in a very non-linear manner, and this book, which is very interesting, is actually a marginal work of Derrida. So Derrida is writing from the margins here. Are you able to understand? This is a satire. This is a marginal writing and very funny, shocking. It is actually what Derrida himself called the remainders of a destroyed correspondence. Even though literally it means the destroyed letters, the love letters, I mean, that form part of this epistolary preface. The whole thing, any discourse, any writing, any book is actually an incomplete, destroyed correspondence. Fragments only we get, nothing is complete. Clear? So, this first part is very interesting and it's like a commentary on Derrida's own writings in general or any writing in general. Derrida's text is an ironic fortune telling of his own writing. Fortune telling is a marginal art. Fortune telling includes generalizations, differing and deferring of meanings. Directly, fortune tellers don't give us meanings. Fortune telling is in metaphors. Fortune telling is done in fragments. It is not fixed, but fortune telling contains traces of past, present, and future. It contains traces of real meanings and deferred meanings, isn't it? And this book, this image that was originally printed in a fortune telling book, is it in fact a fortune telling or a fragmentary, incomplete in the text of Derrida's own writing or any writing in general. That is the first part of postcard. The second part is called speculum and to speculate actually. The second part is called to speculate. It is a commentary on Freud's beyond the pleasure principle. So first he talked about Socrates. Then he talks about Freud. That is why the subtitle to Socrates, from Socrates to Freud and beyond. The third part of the book is a critique of Lacan's reading of the Purloined Letter by Edgar Allan Poe. Remember, Edgar Allan Poe wrote the Purloined Letter with the detective, Auguste Dupin, discovering a stolen letter in the house of Minister D. If you Google, you can read the story itself. And Lacan talked about how in the whole story, nothing really happens. We don't know the contents of the letter. We know that the letter itself is a signifier. The letter is the signifier around which the story is structured. Lacan's reading of the Purloined Letter is contested by Derrida. Derrida's reply is a very confusing, intriguing, complicated response, and Lacan's reading itself is very complicated. So, Lacan's reading and Derrida's reply become a very complicated discourse, which is almost unintelligible to ordinary people. And that, in a way, represents as a metaphor. This discourse, this complicated discourse, represents as a way, in a way, it is like a metaphor of the complicated nature of language, the inscrutable nature of language, the obscure nature of language. Language communicates, but we can't grasp everything from language. Language is complicated. Language has layers. It is not simple. Got it? And then the last part of the postcard is on Derrida's own work, Glass, written in 1974. That is before postcard. Postcard came in 1987. Somebody had critiqued Glass and asked some questions related to it. Derrida is answering it, and he is also talking about his own take on psychoanalytic theory. These are quite complicated for ordinary students like us. These are quite complicated. So I don't think we need to go into these at this stage unless we are great scholars. And if you are a great scholar, you don't need my incomplete introduction. So the postcard centers mostly in this epistolary preface. I hope you understood. My own incomplete introduction is like fragments and obscure and not so complete, not so great. It is like a footnote an incomplete footnote that is partly burned to the great writings of the great people. And I hope you understand what I said, and I hope you enjoyed this little video. Thank you, guys.